why would you have so much hate inside you? Okay. And I usually see people even hating on other people's kids. Like, funny, how salty are you? Which amount of trauma do you have to hate on kids? I don't understand it. Sometimes I just want to tell you, social media has two faces, okay? It's a two-faced bee. So uh people post the perfect side of the apple. They don't post that beaten side of the apple. Yeah, so they post only the good things in their lives, okay? But behind the scenes, they don't post how they fight, how they almost broke up. And if you don't like LinkedIn, because I've been seeing on X people saying that LinkedIn gives them pressure, it does the same thing to me. So if you can't handle that LinkedIn pressure, I mean, you can always take a break, okay, until you're ready to come back, all right? Hello, great people. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. Wanjiku is my name, and welcome to yet another episode of Life at the Moment podcast. So, guys, karibuni sana to this episode. I know it's been a while. I hope many miss. What did I miss? Yeah, so guys, I'm back. I had taken a week's break because I was getting done with my exams, and now I'm done. And I'm done with CPA. I'm done with CASNAB. On to the next challenge. Yeah. So guys, I hope you've been well. And today we have a very interesting episode because it's going to be relatable, I think, to many people, because it was so relatable to me, and it's so relatable to me. So today I want us to talk about the evolution of social media. Okay. Social media initially used to be used for connecting with people. Like, people never even knew about earning on social media. They didn't know that you can earn some money on social media. So social media has evolved from connection to comparison. Actually, today's topic is the evolution of social media from connection to comparison. I'm talking about this because I read a lot, and yeah, I read about this somewhere, the way social media has evolved, and I felt the need to talk about this because it's something that we can see each and every day. I mean, I read somewhere that the first social media app to ever come was called 6 Degrees. It was invented in 1997. Yeah, that's kitambo. um I mean, ndio Gen Z walikuwa wanazaliwa hiyo time. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what are your thoughts about social media, about what we experience every day, authenticity. Do you think the things that people post on social media are authentic? Because let me tell you guys, it's something that has been happening to me, or it's something that used to affect me a while ago. I remember there's a time I took a break from social media. That was between 20, I think it was between 2019 to 2021, because I was going through a lot. I was in a period of mourning my late mom, and I also felt like I was in a period of stagnation where I felt like my career had stagnated. So I would go to social media, especially on Instagram, and see people living the good life. People are happy, people are visiting places, people are making huge milestones in their careers, people are getting married, people are dating the loves of their lives. Yeah, so at that moment, social media was not healthy for me, so I decided to take a break. Like, if you go to my Instagram page, Wanjiku underscore Mungai, you'll see there's a break between 2019 and 2021 when I came back. Okay. Yeah, so there are many social media apps. There are people who are making a kill on social media through paid partnerships, through views, through followers, which is really nice. I mean, I like seeing, for example, my fellow content creators and other influencers like making a kill on social media, because even like the way I'm making content at this moment, like it's my hope that at some point I'm gonna monetize this content, okay? So, but apart from earning money, there are negatives and positives of social media, okay? So, positives include making money, connecting with friends, being able to keep memories. Because, for example, myself, when I want to see my old self, I usually go to my Instagram to check out my photos, okay? But apart from that, there's so many negative things about social media, all right? For example, there's a lot of cyberbullying. Guys, by the way, I don't know if as humans it's in our nature to be jealous or just to hate, but there's a lot of cyberbullying. Gosh, Kwanzaa X. There's a lot of hate. Like sometimes I go to X to check news, but you know, when you're checking news, you end up landing on some posts where people are hating. Unashanga, why? Gosh, why would you have so much hate inside you? Okay. And I usually see people even hating on other people's kids. Like, funny, how salty are you? Which amount of trauma do you have to hate on kids? I don't understand it. So there's hate, there's cyberbullying, and there's something that I want us to talk about today called comparison. I think comparison is one of the vices of social media, because I'll give you like real life examples with me. For example, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I like going to LinkedIn to see, you know, what's happening in the corporate world. What are corporates saying? Who released what profits? You know, who is doing what? Who is changing jobs? Who is starting a new company? I like seeing that on LinkedIn because I'm in the corporate space. And it's just good to be able to have those things on your fingertips. And I also go there to see who's advertising for what, who is hiring for what. Yeah. So apart from seeing all that on LinkedIn, I sometimes get really sad when I see my friends that we were with in campus or who are my age mates probably doing better than me. It's not that I'm jealous, but sometimes, yeah, you guys understand me, okay? Sometimes unaona mtu mlikuwa naye high school, sahi anafanya kazi UN, okay? And maybe you do not have a job. It can really get into your mind. So sometimes I feel that pressure, although I can't ditch LinkedIn because it's like my favorite social media app, because it has its benefits as well, okay? So there's that kind of pressure that comes with social media, that comes with Instagram. Unaona rafiki yako ako tu uko Dubai anatembea huko, you know. Yeah, living a large life. So there's that pressure that comes with social media, and I know you guys understand, but I want you guys to learn this today, because there's this lady I follow on Instagram called Trinity Sierra. She's from the US, okay? So there's a post that she posted like 2 weeks ago. It was the anniversary with the husband, okay? So they create content together, and you know, they appear as the perfect family. They have 4 children, they look good, they have big cars, they have a home. So, and it's almost the same case with some Kenyan influencers, all right? Like you will see them posting with their husbands, with their kids, and you will think they're a perfect family. So Trinity posted a post on the anniversary saying, you guys usually say you look up to me, you guys, you're our role models, but let me tell you guys, on this day of our anniversary, let me tell you how far we've come with my husband. So she posted that they used to sleep, they're posting their photos together, but they used to sleep in different bedrooms. They would fight, they would break up. So sometimes I just want to tell you, social media has two faces, okay? It's a two-faced bee. So uh people post the perfect side of the apple. You know, they don't post that beaten side of the apple. Yeah, so they post only the good things in their lives, okay? But behind the scenes, they don't post how they fight, how they almost broke up. So I just want to tell you guys, wachana na your pressure. Usipate pressure because you're seeing your peers posting these, wako Dubai, wako Japan, wako Brazil, wako US. They're going for travel. Even them, they had a bit of downtimes before they got to where they are. And I want to encourage you guys that we have different journeys in life. So don't try to compare yourself, because comparison is a thief of joy. And if you continue comparing yourself with other people, it's not gonna end well for you. Utajipatia unnecessary pressure. You're going to lose sight in whatever you're doing to get there, okay? So I just want to give you guys a few tips on how you can avoid this unnecessary social media pressure, because sometimes it can get the best, you know, out of you, and you don't need that pressure. You just need energy to work on your goals so that you can get to where you want, okay? So what are some of the ways you can be able to avoid this social media pressure, okay? Or limit, not avoid, because I mean, nowadays it's so hard to avoid social media, but at least you can be able to limit it, okay? So the first thing that you can do, I need you to guys to set limits, okay? What I mean by limits is I want you to set like specific time where you get to go to social media. Like, don't wake up in the morning, the first thing you're looking at is the phone, because sometimes you can do that na unapata negative news that are going to ruin your mood for the day. And I also want you to use apps that help you to limit or reduce the amount of time that you spend on social media, okay? Another thing you can do is to practice mindfulness, okay? You can notice that some content gives you pressure or anxiety, so you can always try to avoid that content that gives you pressure. I remember, for example, there's a time I unfollowed all the press channels, because I would see, I remember it was at the beginning of this year, nafungua tu naona someone was killed somewhere, sijui who, a lady killed her hubby, a hubby killed a lady. So I used to get a lot of anxiety, and I would start wondering, kwani how evil are people? I know people are not so good, but you should try and digest the social media content that makes you happy, not something that gives you anxiety. And if you don't, honestly, if you don't like LinkedIn, because I've been seeing on X people saying that LinkedIn gives them pressure, it does the same thing to me. So if you can't handle that LinkedIn pressure, I mean, you can always take a break, okay, until you're ready to come back, all right? Another thing you can do is to focus on real life connections. And guys, I know that nowadays life has really changed and people are even meeting each other online. I have made a couple of friends online, but once you meet online, and that's the same thing that Benjamin Zulu says, you should meet people online, but immediately you meet them online and you feel like this is a person I would like to know and keep in the long term, please focus on real life connections. Ask them out, talking to online, and try to engage one-on-one to see whether you actually have a connection. So don't engage people for years and years on the apps, but try and plan meetups, real life meetups, okay? Another thing you can do is to engage in self-care activities like exercise, okay? When you're feeling that social media pressure, just look for a way you can let it out. You can engage, you can go for a massage, you can go for a run. Like, for example, myself, one of the ways I let out pressure is through exercise, okay? So engage in what makes you happy. You can also read books instead of spending time on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. Kwanza TikTok. I noticed that TikTok can take a lot of your time, all right? So you need to limit the amount of time that you spend, all right? You can, instead of watching videos, reels every time, you can try and read a book, okay? A fiction story, whatever makes you happy, okay? Another thing that you can do is to seek help if you're feeling the pressure. Therapy, guys, therapy works, okay? So you can decide to do therapy, and even for parents, if you have kids who are addicts of social media and they're becoming unable to hold that pressure, you can try to seek therapy for them from psychologists. You can try to talk to them one-on-one even before you seek therapy, okay? Yeah, seek help. There's no shame in seeking help, guys, okay? Another thing you can do is taking regular breaks, okay? I don't know if you guys know about the Pomodoro technique of productivity. I know there are people who go to work, lakini they're unable to work and they always find themselves on social media. So you can try to change that by using the Pomodoro technique. Like you work for 1 hour without touching your phone, and then you take your phone and scroll on social media or whatever for like 10 minutes, okay? And then you work again for another 1 hour, and then as a reward to yourself, you take your phone, do a few chats, go on Instagram for like 10 minutes. Always make sure that the time that you're productive is more than the time that you're taking a break to go to your phone, all right? Another thing that you can do, lastly, is to limit your notifications or disable notifications. Like, for example, myself, I have a smartwatch, but I usually see notifications on my smartwatch. So I usually have WhatsApp here and messages and emails. So at least it helps me to limit the amount of screen time that I spend, because for example, WhatsApp, I usually check if it's something important. Now I take my phone to respond, but if it's something that can wait, I try to do my work and then I respond to that later. So you can disable notifications. Myself, nakwanga nime-mute all the notifications and like all the group chats. Try and mute the notifications, but don't mute the important ones like work, WhatsApp groups, and all that, okay? Yeah, and you can try and have a smartwatch to be able to check the notifications that are important. Yeah, I don't know, guys. You can let me know what you think about this episode and what you think about social media. Has it come to a place where you've been affected by social media, where you've gotten yourself comparing other people with the life that you're living? Guys, let me tell you, all those social media influencers, they only post the good things about their relationship, all right? And they don't post everything. So it doesn't make sense to compare yourself, to compare your journey with another person. And this is happening a lot with Gen Z, guys, and the upcoming generation, Gen Alpha. So you find people comparing their lives with their peers in high schools, in colleges, and people end up making very bad decisions because of that comparison game, that you want to have the life the other person is living. So comparison, as I always say, it's a thief of joy. We have different lives, we have different milestones. God has very different life plans for each and every person, all right? So it doesn't make sense to compare yourself. Live your life, live at the moment, and live your own journey, okay? Walk your own path, all right? And just pray to God to give you the grace and the energy to, to face all these social media pressures, because they are real, okay? Let me know which are your favorite social media apps at the moment. How are you using them? Are you using them in any productive manner? What are you doing to be able to keep yourself from being unproductive or being not productive because of social media, all right? And parents, you can let me know, are your kids getting immersed into this social media pressure, and what are you doing about it? Are you trying to limit their screen time, and are you seeking help for them? And that's the end of today's episode, guys. Please share this episode with your friends to be able to encourage them to get out of these social media pressure cocoon. Okay, so until the next time, guys, it's goodbye for now. Bye.